In this video, I'm going to tell you the 3 most common fingerpicking challenges that students have and exactly how to break through them using 3 techniques, and I'm also going to teach you this really cool riff. So the first challenge that most people have when fingerpicking is the ability to pick cleanly through a chord. Now what I just did there is called legato. It's cleanly picking through a chord, arpeggiating through it one note by one, letting the other notes ring through. And the opposite of that is staccato, which is where you might be stuck if you are sounding like this. Something like that. It sounds rough, it sounds choppy, and you're not letting all of the notes ring out, and your fingerpicking hand is just kind of a big mess down here. So I'm going to teach you a way to overcome that. What we want to do is arpeggiate through a chord and let all of the notes cleanly ring out. So the best practice technique to do this is to use your bottom 3 fingers, so ring finger on the first string, middle finger on the second string, index finger on the third string, and then your thumb is going to alternate between the 4th string and the 5th string, and we're just going to go through some basic chord progressions and a very simple finger picking pattern that you should sit down with 5 minutes a day and practice this until you can do it nice and clean. So we're going to start off with a basic C chord, and we're going to pick through 4, 3, 2, 1, using those fingers that we just assigned to each string, and we're going to let them ring out. So we're going to pick the 4th string, and we're going to let our thumb hover over it, and we're really going to focus on picking through it slowly enough that we can let it fully ring out. And we're going to move on to the 3rd string and do the exact same thing. We're keeping our finger hovered above the string as we're moving through each one. We're not landing the finger back on the string until we're going to pick it. So we have 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to go back 2, 3 again with the fingers that we already assigned to those strings. So we have 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Make sure you can get that nice and clean, and then we're going to alternate our thumb down to the 5th string, and we're going to go 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Do that as long as you need until you are comfortable with the clean notes ringing out. And then we're going to go through a chord progression here that's going to help with your chord transitions during finger picking. So next we're going to go to an A minor, and we're going to do that exact same finger picking pattern. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go do a D chord, and we're going to do that exact same finger picking pattern again. And those are the 3 chords. That is the finger picking pattern. Sit there and practice that. So sit there with that until you are good enough that you can sound as clean and fluid as that. Basically what we are trying to replicate here is the sound of having a pick go through each one of those strings at a time. We want them all to ring out, so we want our fretting hand to be nice and clean. We want our fingers nice and tight to the frets. We don't want to be all the way down here on the 2nd fret of that 4th string. Otherwise, we're going to get a lot of buzzing happening there. We want nice, clean frets. The second biggest struggle that I see students having with finger picking is their finger picking hand position. I have mine directly over top of the sound hole. To me, sometimes you get a little bit more treble if you're down closer to the bridge of the guitar, but it's a lot harder to pick these sometimes because the tension is a lot higher. So for me, the easiest and cleanest picks that I get is right over top of the sound hole, and I have my hand positioned in a way where my thumb is not intruding my other fingers. That's something I see a lot, is someone might be kind of clawing the strings and their thumb is hitting their finger when they're picking, or their fingers are kind of hitting their thumb when they're picking. So you want to have it position kind of perpendicular to the string so that you get no interruption between your fingers. So try that out. The third biggest challenge is the control of their fingers. So what I mean by that is sometimes in a finger picking song, we have our bottom 3 fingers on the bottom 3 strings, just like you learned earlier in the video. And sometimes a song requires us to move all of our fingers down one position. So our ring finger will be on the 2nd string this time, middle finger on the 3rd string, and index finger on the 4th string. And sometimes that's just required. And so the riff we're going to learn is going to help you develop that control to alternate your fingers between the strings and it's really going to progress your skill level. This is a challenging riff, but if you can practice it slowly enough, you'll start to feel what it actually is like to have really solid control of your finger picking fingers on each string. So let's dive into that riff. So first things first, this is a bit of a different tuning. We're only changing the G string, and we're going to tune it down to match our high E string. So we're just going to tune that all the way down a little bit. They sound the same. And we're going to grab our capo. You don't need a capo. You can always play it without the capo if you don't have one. But just throw that capo on the 3rd fret. And for me, with my guitar, I personally have to retune that G string just because of the intonation of the guitar. Okay, so all you're doing there when you're grabbing your tuner is making sure that G string is tuned down to an E. Okay, so this is that riff once again. Learn the full song later on. It's called Road by Nick Drake. Have a listen to it. Okay, so diving straight into it, we're going to have our pinky fretted on the 5th fret of the 5th string and our index finger fretted on the 4th string 2nd fret. So we are picking the 5th string and then the 4th string both with our thumb, and then we're going to pick the 3rd string and 2nd string. 3rd string with our index finger, 2nd string with our middle finger, and then we are going to walk back down that. So we're going to grab that 3rd string again and then that 4th string. And that's the thing there. These are the same notes, so it's really like a chiming bell effect. It's such a cool little riff. So far we have... And then with our ring finger, we're going to pick the 1st string open, 2nd string open, 3rd string open. So far we have... The next section we have is walking down to the 4th fret of that 5th string. And we're going to pick that 5th string with our thumb, and we're going to pick the 4th string with our thumb again, and we're going to pick that 3rd string open with our index finger. So far from the top we have this. And then we're going to come down to this E minor shape, and we're going to pick that 5th string open and hammer onto that 2nd fret with our middle finger. And then we're going to land our ring finger on that 2nd fret of the 4th string, and we're going to pick that with our thumb. And then we're going to pick the 3rd string open again with our index finger. So we haven't shifted our hand around the strings at all down here yet. We are keeping that same control from the introduction to this part. So far, all together, we have this. From this E minor position, we're going to grab this 5th fret with the 6th string this time, and our index finger is going to land back on that 2nd fret of the 4th string. And now we're shifting our fingers down the string. So that control we talked about, we are shifting them down 1 string each. So we're going to pick that 6th string 5th fret with our thumb, and we're going to pick that 5th string open with our thumb, and we're going to pick that 4th string 2nd fret with our index finger, and then 3rd string with our middle finger open. And then we're going to come back down to that 5th string open with our thumb again, and then we're going to walk down the 2nd string, 3rd string, and 4th string. So far from the top we have this. I would really encourage you to practice here is everything we just learned so far, and really getting familiar with that control transition of the fingers and how they are changing which strings they are picking from that first section to the second section. So section 3, we are picking that 6th string still on that 5th fret, and then we're going to walk that down to the 4th fret and pick that. And then we are picking that 4th string still on that 2nd fret with the index finger, and then we are picking that 3rd string open with the ring finger. So section 3 so far. And here we haven't moved our picking fingers from that second section yet. We are still in that same position. And then to end the riff off, we are going to pick the 6th string open with our thumb, and that 2nd fret of the 4th string is still there, and then we're going to pick that 3rd string open with our middle finger. So again, noticing those where those notes are the exact same one after the other, getting that bell chiming effect is so cool. Okay, so everything from the top as slowly as possible. from there you can jump straight back into where we started. So practice that slowly enough that you can get those transitions of where those fingers are landing and picking each string, and get it smooth enough that you are picking through everything nice and cleanly. We're doing legato here, remember from earlier in the video. And then do that well and practice it enough that you can get to this speed that I'm about to play here. So what you'll notice when I'm ending the riff and starting the riff again, I'm just picking that 6th string open to end the riff off fully, and then I'm grabbing that 5th fret of that 5th string and then plucking that with my thumb, and my fingers will naturally move with my thumb back to their original position that we learned at the start of the riff back into section 1. So that's transition really slowly. Okay, so one little thing that I like to do at the start of this riff, where we have our 5th string on the 5th fret and our 4th string on the 2nd fret, is instead of plucking just that 5th string, I like to kind of catch both the 6th string and the 5th string. And it's not at the exact same time, it's not possible when I'm getting that with my fingernail. It's a really nice entrance into the riff. So I'm hitting one immediately after the other, and then I'm hitting that 4th string right away as well. So that really slowly sounds like this. So when you're able to get to a point of control with your thumb in that way as well, your finger picking skills will really take off to the next level, because there's so many cool things when you turn your thumb into an actual pick. I like to grow my nails out just a little bit to be able to achieve this. If you like this way of learning different techniques at a time and you want tons more of content like this, you might want to check out the Fingerstyle Guitar School. You can jump in there and gain access to a 7-day challenge that will really challenge your finger picking skills, and you can even upload your own playing, and I will give you personal feedback on your technique. Now if you want a riff that might be a little bit easier than this, that's still going to challenge that legato versus staccato, you might want to check out this video.